12-hour diplomacy board game stream when? Oh, jeez. I think the first longish board game I'll do is probably Slay the Spire, just because I think that would be a fun experiment for me, because I really would like to see how a longer form board game translates. But obviously using Slay the Spire, which most people kind of have a bit of an understanding of, as the vehicle to see. Because if that does well and people kind of like it and they follow it, then that's a good sign. But if people are kind of struggling to follow along, it's like, okay, then I think we need to kind of reevaluate the kind of difficulty that can be done. The board game's easy to follow in my first experience of the actual game, to be honest. Well, look, here's like I won't get too much into it, because I think like content is like made or broken by how easily it is to understand to the viewer. And for every like the average person will be able to like kind of follow along generally, but a lot of people don't like watching videos where you have to kind of like actively think to follow along. So it's like very tough as a creator, because everything needs to be really clear and easily presented, and information needs to be really, 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 really clear to the viewer. And the problem with board games is that because oftentimes each player who's understanding the game is very locked in, but they're also only seeing it from their perspective and following their own journey. Whereas from a show, when you guys are watching it, you're kind of watching like 4 different people play a game at once, and you're kind of trying to follow it. So it becomes really complicated. And not every game works for this. And there are certain board games that I've like seen that I'd be like, this is not a good format for streaming, because it's only enjoyable to the people playing it, not the people watching. It's going to be a bit of experimenting, but that's why I'm kind of like starting off. I'm kind of going to mostly stick to simpler board games that I think are a lot more easier to follow, and kind of go along with that. Do you plan on playing the others? No. I think unless I explicitly tell you I'm intending to play the whole franchise, I am not going to do that, just because this Castlevania thing has taken so much time. I appreciate that most people are down to just vibe in the stream, but like statistically speaking, and I have to consider this obviously as a creator, it like does terribly. Like people obviously don't enjoy watching Castlevania game number 15 as much as they might enjoy me playing maybe a more current game. It's just the truth, but that's kind of like what I'm doing. I just like doing it. But I have to, like, as a creator, I'm obviously mindful as well that like I'm not going to make every like stream something like that. I try to mix things up, but I also just am having a lot of fun. The franchise is really cool, so I'm having a lot of fun going through it. I'm going to do it no matter what, but I have to be like careful when I commit to like a full franchise of a game, basically, because who knows how many streams that can be, unless it's like 1 day or 2 days, right? Then it's like whatever, it's not a big deal, you know. And I a lot of the time people are like, well, it's just what you like. Yeah, and that is mostly how I decide what I stream. But there's also like a lot of staff that like depend on, you know, what it is that I do, and I like to obviously create content that stuff does well, so that everyone's happy and that I can take care of all the people that I have to take care of, as much as it's just me playing games. Which it is, because otherwise Mudan was like, I will fucking kill you for playing 12 Castlevania games in a week. But, you know, we watched you played Void Stranger. I think you'll have a fine time. Yeah, it's true. I mean, Void Stranger, here's the thing, and here's the truth about streaming, to be honest with you. And the reason why I try to finish games in one stream, because a game that you finish in one stream, if a viewer doesn't like it, they can just come back another day. They don't have to. The problem is when you start playing games that are like multiple streams, the viewer just doesn't come back, which is fine, because, you know, that's not what I'm about on the streams. The streams are, I do my thing. I'm basically recording YouTube videos, and I appreciate people who come to hang out and show up. It's great for VODs when we have more succinct things as well. But generally speaking, every single stream of the same thing that you do, of the same thing like again and again, you get like diminishing returns. So it like doesn't do well. And you're wondering like, well, Connor, you always do like multiple part streams. Yeah, because I'm like, fuck it, I really feel passionate about this. I want to do it. But that's like my theory about why I decide to play some games and why I don't. Because I'm like, okay, this game is going to take 3 streams. I don't feel strongly enough in this idea, or I'm not that eager to check it out that I want to give it 3 streams. So it's about balancing that. Did I intend to give Castlevania like 20 streams? No. But I'm having a lot of fun. The XCOM series was so peak, made a great video too. Actually, the XCOM, to my knowledge, the XCOM stream did pretty good. Explain the Satisfactory arc. Yeah, well, the Satisfactory arc was an interesting one because I think from my memory, that was pretty much the worst performing streams I've ever had, like ever. Like, it like wasn't even close in terms of like a stream, because, and at that time I had like the higher average views as well, but like, and like I do think about these things because I'm a streamer, like, you know, obviously these are things I consider, but it was like abysmal, so abysmal that I had to do most of it offline because I was like, I cannot go live and do this again. I'm actively tanking my channel because people don't want to see me fucking neurodivergently locked in to building manifolds. Some people do, and I'm not saying that they like there's not an audience for it. There is an audience for it, but the majority of the audience was like not. XCOM was weird for me because it's normally a game I would not care in the slightest about, but it was actually incredibly entertaining and fun, in part to watch you. That made it an amazing IMO. Yeah, well, that was like okay, so the XCOM was an aspect of it where, you know, we changed certain things. We changed every character to being a streamer. And I think that aspect made it really fun and really fun to follow, because you'd be like, oh, Pete died? Shit, Pete died. You know, so that was like a really fun aspect to follow along, as well as the charity aspect of that stream. So that was like, we made the investment, and obviously we all kind of know these people, so it made it a lot more investment. So like, if I did like Darkest Dungeon again, for example, I think I would probably do something the same, you know, like Pete died. Okay, I shouldn't say that as a joke. Pete died in my XCOM run, and it was the most tragic death twice. It's like, I really, really do want to do Darkest Dungeon again as well. And I think I would do a similar thing where I would make everyone a streamer and we would reward them based on how many missions they complete. Is that why you haven't played Halo with Pete? True, dude.